Well, good morning, folks. It's Hugh from Asgard Studios. Hope everybody's doing well. Today I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, 18650 batteries. I bought a dozen of these 18650 high-capacity cells to use for my drone battery. Problem was, I built a battery and the drone wouldn't fly properly. It would get off the ground and then kind of die. The reason is I found out that I had a bunch of counterfeit cells. So I used that XTAR XC8 charger to do a capacity and a grade test on the batteries yesterday. And these are all the good ones. These are all the ones that read about where they should be, but in terms of milliamp hours. And the other ones read about a third less. So that tells me those were counterfeit cells, unfortunately. Apparently it's a big thing. And yes, I did pay less for the cells, so, you know, shame on me, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to rebuild the battery pack today. What I wanted to try was, I'm going to cover the batteries in one layer of rubber. And I'm using an old rubber inner tube. We'll see how that works. And so what I think I'm going to do is just put a little bit of hot glue, which I've got here. Oop, that's blobbing. So let's put a little bead here. Okay. Get my battery on there. Let's roll this sucker up. I should be able to put another bead right here on this side. Not too much. Just enough to kind of seal it up. The reason I'm doing this is because normally what the guys do is they put a whole bunch of tape around them and different things to make sure that the batteries, when you're flying, when they're not rubbing together and breaking through the cases, because the entire battery, except for that little dot, is ground. So if you short two of them together, you're obviously going to have problems. So let's not do that, right? All right, so there's one in some rubber. Make sure I get it on the right side each time. All right, there and there. Bada bing. That could not be much easier, I'll tell you that. There we go. Now, I am still going to tape these things up, so I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to use the Capstan high-temperature tape. But I just thought it would be nice to have a good layer of rubber in between the cells, as opposed to just another layer of tape. Give them a little bit of extra protection. You know, this is an experiment. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I like to try things. Yeah, so I'm hoping this does the job. Extra there. Anyway, so I hope I learned my lesson about the batteries, and I hope that helps you guys. When you're buying these batteries, make sure you get the genuine article. If they're insanely cheap, that seems too good to be true, then it probably is. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna need to get another glue stick here. Let's do that. Okay. Clean that tip off. am I missing? Okay. Thought I had one more of these. Where did it go? Might have to cut another one. Okay, one more. Or is that it? No, that's it. 6. Okay, done. All right. So I guess I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is a stack 3 wide and 3 tall, like so. And I'm trying to figure out which way I should orient it. I'm probably going to orient it this way along the quad. That way the width is across the top of the frame. All right. And we need to flip all these so that they're in the right configuration. So positive to negative, negative to positive, and so forth. So these 3. Yeah, I think what I need is a diagram. Let me diagram this out. All right, I just did a very quick diagram just so that I have a reference so that I don't make a mistake. Because if you wire these up incorrectly, you can literally burn your house down, so please be careful, okay? All right, diagram up there. Now we're just going to tape them together with this capstan tape. All right, so negative, positive, negative. Okay. Let's start by taping this set of 3 cells together. Okay. Now, scissors. Okay. Negative, positive, negative. And then positive, negative, positive. Okay. Put our diagram back up here. All right, so negative, positive, negative, and then positive, negative, positive. Okay. And a bunch more capstan tape. Tape these up very well. There we go. There we go. Yeah, not perfectly straight, but it's close enough. It just needs to sit flat across the drone. So you can see I've already tinned some of these up because I've used some of these batteries in a previous pack. These were the good ones out of the old pack. Unfortunately, a bunch were bad, so. All right, so. Negative to positive. All right, so we're gonna get out some nickel strip. All right, here are my nickel strips. And what do I need? Uh-oh. Need new battery in my, oh, well, there it is. So, 24 millimeters. Negative to positive. Okay. So, one thing I need to do first, before I solder, what I'm going to do is put a little bead of black electrical tape around the edge. What a lot of guys are doing is using these little insulating rings, and you can certainly do that, but I have this on hand, and I think it'll work just fine. That's what I used to build the previous pack. Trying to make sure that no solder goes down in, because right next to that positive pad is the negative. So probably be quicker to do the pads, but anyway. On this side. Okay. All right, I'll let that dry up before I solder the strips on. We'll be back with you. All right, so I've got this in a little 6-pack. I've put some isolation around the negative and positive terminals on these batteries, and I've just kind of pre-planned where I'm putting these bits of metal. So yeah, so that's going to be my main positive terminal. So I think I've roughed all these up. Oh no, there's a couple no, they're roughed. Just checking here. Okay, let's wire these up. All right, and as you can see, I've kind of pre-tinned these little metal strips, but what I need to do is put a little solder blob right there. And you want to do this quick, and there we go. You don't want to spend a long time on there. Oops. Yeah. just going to let that cool for a second. I put a little solder on top just to make sure that the heat was bridging through. No, it's not quite. This is unfortunately not my good soldering iron. It just died on me the other day. There we go, okay. Just needed to make sure that all melted. All right, I think we're okay there. All right, positive, negative, positive. Thing I didn't do that I need to do is rough up that one pad. Any of the pads you're soldering, you really need to rough up the surface just a little bit to make sure that the solder has some recesses to go in and will hold well. Okay, it doesn't have to be crazy hard. You just need to make sure that there's a few scratches, like so. Okay, and on this one as well. Okay. Now, what I didn't do before, and I should do, put a bit of flux on each of those joints. All right. Okay, so it's these two here. As we put a little flux on here too. Okay. Solder right there. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And these two. There we go. Just double checking, triple checking everything as I go here. Here to here. There to there. Okay. Now, once you start progressing here, I'm just gonna, just to make sure I don't have a short, just gonna just gently touch, just a little safety check. If that had caused a short, I would have known quickly and would have been able to pull it off. But we're okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to win any awards, let's put it that way. Just a little bit more. Okay. All right. Okay, one more connection here. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, again, I'm just going to do a quick will this short things out test. Nope. I've tripled and quadruple checked everything, but this is that's just an extra check because, again, if you make a mistake with these, it can be unpleasant. Okay. One more. Okay. So I should have a positive and a negative here that read out at approximately 25 volts or so. Let's take a look. 200. Okay. I got nothing. Why is that? It's 4 volts. Should have. Okay, what have I got wrong here? And 3. 12. 16. Might not have a good connection somewhere else. All right, well, I'll get back to you guys. Okay. Diagnosed the problem. I had a loose connection right there, and that's why it wasn't giving me the correct voltage. So what you need to do is measure the volts between the various points on the pack. That way you know that everything's right. You should have like 4.2 and then 8.4 and so forth. Okay? Now we need a balance lead and an XT60. Let's get both of these done. And yeah, there we go. Make sure these leads are tinned up okay. They are tinned up. These are reusing a set that I used on another project. Just make sure the tin's fresh. All right. Positive. Negative. Look at that, nothing's blowing up yet. Okay. Now, this is the tricky bit. We've got to put the balance leads on, but you got to make sure you get them in the right place. Sounds simple, but you've got to realize that this is cell 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, and basically the balance leads go where there's a connection. Okay, so we'll be following those connections around. We're going to start off with the red balance lead. So there's your positive. I'm just going to tack that on here. You want to make sure they're on there well. Okay, then the second balance lead is going to go at the bottom between those two spots there. So let's put a little bit of solder there. Okay. Number 2. And then this will be number 3 up here. Like the third wire, rather. Okay. A little bit of tin there. A little bit of tin there. And put a little bit over here. A little bit over here. There we go. Okay. So we've got 1, we've got 2, 3 is up here. Okay. And the fourth wire should be here. Fifth wire should be here. Okay. And then second to last is here. Oops. Let this sucker go. All right, and then the last balance lead goes here. All right, now let's test the voltage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my multimeter and just check the voltage between the various points. So beginning and end, I should have 25 point something. What have I got? 24.5, that's right. So from here to here, I should have 28, 12, 15, 22. Just gonna double and triple check everything here. All right, I think I had the balance leads miswired. Let's try that again. So, let's see, I should have about 24 volts end to end. I should make contact, there we go. Now that should be about 4 volts. Yep, 8. 12, 20, 16. Okay, good. All the voltages read right, so let's check on the output side here. Positive. Negative, whoopsie. $24, okay. Looks good. Okay, so it's wired up. Now, we need to clean up these wires and make this a little bit more user-friendly. I thought I made these balance leads long enough, but they're shorter than I'd like, I think. But anyway, I guess we'll be okay. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is put maybe a bit more tape on here, a bit more of the Capstan tape. To kind of tidy things up a little. I think I'd be an expert on finding the end of the tape by now, but I'll tell you what, some days. Not get a lot of reach. Yeah. Yep, trying to figure this out. I'm also trying to think whether I might want another wrap of the rubber. In any case, these need to be kind of tied down, so I've got just enough room for them. That's another thing I was also thinking was maybe some. No, I don't need a zip wrap. Okay. I just want to make sure those are tied off well. And I think I'll also do, let's put some around the ends here. Just kind of just pull it over. This hole. One last thing I want to do was my battery checker. Let's put that on as well over here. Okay. Now I should be able to do this. Look at that. Fancy. Okay, and do a few laps this way, wraps rather. Okay. All right, I think that'll do. Now, what am I going to wrap this in? I think I'm going to put one more layer of rubber around that. When you get a workshop full of stuff, sometimes things just kind of disappear. All right, so what I'm thinking is I'll put a little bit of rubber, this rubber inner tube around, just to give it a little extra protection. Yeah, that might work. Something like that. Yeah, you know, I really think, goddamn those stupid balance cables really annoy the shit out of me. Well, what I think I'll have to do is slide that down. Okay. All right, just to hold that in place for a few minutes, we use some gaff tape, which I use a lot of, by the way. There we go. All right, so we've got lots of rubber protecting this thing, a couple of bits of tape around just to kind of smush everything down in there. Not beautiful, but you know what? In a minute, we're going to have this covered up with some heat shrink, so it'll look a little better. But I do just want to kind of compress all the ends down and get it kind of in nice shape. All right, that's a nice little pack, and it's got some flex to it, so it should hold up really well. All right, and the final piece of the puzzle is this huge thing of shrink wrap. Okay, just checking on the battery there. Okay, so that'll do the trick, I think. Okay. There we go. All right. Shrink wrap this up. And there we go. We've got a battery pack. Now the only thing I'm going to do, I guess, is maybe I will hot glue this little fella right there. Yeah, that'll probably do just fine. Let's do that. Let's make sure I don't cut any wires. Perfect? No. Good enough? Hell yes it is. Hell yes it is. All right, we'll get a little glue in there. Keep that there. All right, take a minute for the glue to heat up. Turn that on. Yeah, so anyway, good little project. Now, the trick will be whether it actually gets the drone in the air. That I hope. That I hope. Yeah, I do love this gaff tape. I use it all the time. I love the cloth texture too. It's nice. It takes a lot for this shit to get heated up. Yeah, so there you go. I'll be able to just press that and check my battery level anytime I want. That's kind of nice. All right, and there's what it looks like on the drone. Now let's hear the magic sound. You guys ready? Please no smoke. Look at that. Ooh, that's the good sound. Well, all right, kids. Again, I don't suggest building your own lithium ions unless you really know what you're doing. But if you do, yeah, great project. And hopefully I'll get a lot of long distance flights now with this thing. Anyway, we'll see what happens.